Here. Here. Feel.
Hey, you! Wake up already. You alright, lass? You were moaning something fierce there a while. Feeling the effects of the aether, I reckon. You'll get used to it, though. Don't worry. You there! Halt! What's all this about? Inspection. Men search that carriage. I'm just an honest peddler, friend. So, don't be too disappointed if you don't find nothing, eh? Mind your tongue, old man, lest I cut it out. Sir, look. Somnus. Honest peddler, was it? Since when do honest peddlers deal in prohibitive herbs? You're in a lot of trouble, old man. You'll rot in a dungeon to the end of your days. Unless you can afford the fine. Heh. Business as usual. A mulger! A mulger! 2 arms! 2 arms! Seven hells! Consider this a warning. Now go, all of you. I know it's the health inspectors. Ugh, that kind of excitement ain't good for the heart. You'd be careful around them brass blades, lass. Bastards have the shirt off your back if they fancy it. Like common bandits they are. Only less honest. Think the gods were sending some beastmen to rescue us, huh? Yeah, seeing as we still got a long ride ahead, you mind keeping me company till we arrive? Them young'uns don't care much for conversation, see? Brent's the name and peddling's betrayed. And judging by your unusual garments, I'll wager you're one of them new adventurers. I knew it. Going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory, now that's what I call living. As long as you can avoid dying, I mean. Ain't no secret adventuring's risky business, especially these days. What was it that first attracted you to it? Glory. Glory, eh? Well, if you're willing to take on them tasks other people ain't, an adventurer such as yourself can win fame and coin. Win fame what coin can't buy. When you arrive in town, you'll want to report to the Adventurers Guild. You can find out everything you need to know about the adventure and business in there. And just remember, though, there's more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. By the by, it's your first trip to Ul'Dah? I mean, you gotta, right? Is it? It is? Well then, let this journeyed itinerant tell you the ins and outs of your destination. Over here, we have the Syndicate, which sells the organs of children. Over here, we have the Sultana, which brings in all the orphans because she's just so sad about them. And over here, we have Conspiracy Brewing. Ul'Dah is ruled by the Sultana in name, but as most folks know, the Syndicate holds the real power. Them and the monetarists and their monetarist cronies would happily get rid of her grace altogether. But that won't happen while she still commands the loyalty of the Royalists. And the Royalists are nothing if not loyal. These factions have long fought over power, throwing the weight of their wealth against each other. And they show no sign of stopping. Of course, the Lizardmen, that's the Amalja, couldn't care less about Ul'Dah politics. They have their own interests, see? They ain't afraid to use force to serve them. This faction wants no universal healthcare. This other faction wants universal healthcare for everyone. And they keep fighting all the time. They say war is a gift to peddlers. Need breed and profit. And though it shames me to say, I'm inclined to agree. At long last, behold, Ul'Dah, jewel of Thanalan, where folks turn sand into gold. Healthcare.
Deep in the sun-baked south, surrounded by the shifting sands of an endless desert, she rises, a solitary rose amidst the dust and rock, a symbol of defiance. Her name, Ul'Dah. Even with the coming of the seventh umbral era, hope springs eternal for the mongers and merchants who vie for lost fortunes in this bustling oasis. As the twin faces of Nold Thal maintain their vigil over all that has been and shall be, the present proffers a brave soul. One whose arrival could mark the beginning of a new era of prosperity for the realm.
And here's where we part ways, lass. I'm off to the markets to deliver my wares. Then it's on to the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this, by way of thanks for putting up with me prattle. You never did tell me your name, though. Hey, but here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage that I can brag about having met, and I'll consider us square.
May the traders nurture our fortunes as they kindle the flames which burn within us all. For by fire are we reborn.
Just a little bit longer does this. Not much longer, though. It's like, it's not even a breath. And it was in his pocket. Here, have pocket air. Almost as good as pocket sound. Oi, Venture, over here. I mean you. Fresh off the carriage, by any chance? How can I tell? Name's Wermond. My business is knowing every bugger else's. Now then, what if I was to offer you some invaluable advice by way of welcome to our fair city? Free of charge, even. Just this once, like. Welcome to Ul'Dah, the shining beacon of prosperity rising from the deserts of Thunalon. Please select a control scheme you want to use. Clearly mouse and keyboard. Follow the instructions. Oi. Tis plain to anyone with eyes that you don't know your way around here. If I let you go wandering down the nearest dark alley, you're certain to get mugged or worse. I don't want that on my conscience. So before you do anything else, you'll want to head over to the Quicksand and speak with Momodi. She's the master of the Adventurers Guild and can set you on the right path. He probably is. With his John Lennon glasses that are blue instead of pink. Just take those steps over yonder and pass through the double doors. You'll find her inside. And that's as much as you're getting for free. Good luck with that event. Good luck with that adventure and adventure. You've begun a quest. Oh my. All set. What are you, boy? Here's some softness. Hey, come on. You couldn't even add a period? I know, just imagine somebody adds a laugh track. Why, hello there. Who might you be? If you're looking to join the Adventurers Guild, you come to the right place. Name's Momodi, and I own this fine establishment, if it pleases you. I also manage the Adventurers Guild here in Ul'Dah, so you might say that looking after green adventurers like yourself is my vocation. And lucky for you that it is, that's someone like me to steer you right. You'd soon find yourself in the middle of nowhere, caught up in business you don't understand. Like our conflict with the Amalja, for example. They've been plaguing the Sultanate for nigh on, forever now. Then there's the Garlean Empire. None can say for sure what they're plotting these days, only that they are. Aye, and the people drink and make merry, but underneath it all, there's worry. Worry and a lingering feeling of loss. And little wonder, it's scarce been 5 years since the Lesser Moon cracked open like a giant egg, releasing an abomination and turning the realm into an eighth hell. So much was lost in the blink of an eye. 'Twas like the end of the world had come at last. But then things began to get foggy. Everyone got their own version of what happened next. Some of them 2 or 3. You think people would remember something like that, but the fact is they don't. Nobody does. Oh, no. She's like a 2,000-year-old kitsune, right? There is one thing the survivors agree on, though. The part played by a band of adventurers who laid down their lives for the realm that wasn't their own. They fought valiantly, and like so many others, they never returned. Deeds worth remembering. I'm sure you'll agree. It's just a shame our recollections of those brave heroes are just as jumbled as the rest of the calamity itself. Whenever we try to call their faces to mind, it's like they're standing between us and the midday sun, permanently silhouetted. I bet that sounds poetic to you, doesn't it? Well, it's not. It's bloody infuriating. But even if we can't remember them, we'll not let them be forgotten, and so we call them the Warriors of Light. And they'll forever stand as a shining example of what adventurers can achieve. That's why I welcome new arrivals like you to our fair city. How? All I ask is that you lend a helping hand and try to leave Ul'Dah a better play, in a better state than you found her. If you can promise me that, I'd be happy to let you join the guild. Eh? Alright, then. A promise is a promise. Now, I'm counting on you to help put the past behind us. We need more people working and spending and bickering like in the old days. And a happy and prosperous Ul'Dah means more business for the quicksand, too. Any road. Let's make this official. Go ahead and write your name on the register. Neat as you can. Oh man, I gotta move up there in these heels and oh my ankle. Vanessa Muir. Well, ain't that a charming name? Just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Alright, Miss Muir. On behalf of the Adventurers Guild, I officially... Please, sir, be merciful. 12 is my witness. I swear to you, I'll bring you your money. In the East, it is said that even a merciful god might be driven to vengeance if thrice blasphemed. Be grateful you were given a 4th chance to offend. You two, attend to this scum. No, please, mercy. Well, ain't that a sorry sight? Nor an uncommon one, if I'm honest. Don't worry, though. If you work hard, I doubt you'll end up like him. Just the same, if you ever need a bit of advice about one thing or another, pay me a visit. Just don't go bothering me every time you stub your bloody toe, alright? Of course, I do enjoy hearing a lady muse on the many manhoods of her acquaintances from time to time. Anyway, welcome to Ul'Dah, Vanessa. Take a moment to catch your breath, and I'll teach you a little about our fair city. Are we going to go over there and kill some people? This concludes the introductory game tutorial. You have taken the first steps to becoming an adventurer in the city of Ul'Dah. Listen well to the wisdom of Modi. Yes, and then go forth and discover the incredible adventure that awaits you. Don't I get to go kill some dudes who are, like, murdering some guy right now? Before you go charging off to find your fortune, I have a few basic tasks I'd like you to perform so as to help you get to know the place. First of all, I want you to visit the Aetheryte Plaza. To get there, just head west from here until you reach the Emerald Avenue. Then look to the north. You should see it you should see a giant floating crystal called an aetherite. If it weren't for aetherites traveling around Eorzea would be a damn sight more troublesome than it is. Of course, you still need to attune with them before you can use them, so be sure to do that with the one in the plaza. You ever attuned to an aetherite before, Vanessa? If not, just lay your hand on the thing, you'll see what I mean. When you've done that, I want you to pay a visit to the Pugilists Guild over at the Platinum Mirage. Assuming those weapons of yours just ain't for show, you might consider training there. And finally, I want you to visit the Sapphire Avenue Exchange over in the steps of Thal. Yes, she's very small. Good small across Eorzea and beyond end up there every day. You'll have no trouble finding armor, weapons, and anything else a fledgling adventurer like yourself might need. You might say that everything's for sailing here in Ul'Dah, as long as you've got the gil. Just make sure you don't pay more than you ought, Vanessa. There's plenty as won't scruple to swindle unsuspecting foreigners like yourself, especially if they think no one's looking out for their best interests. Which is why I'm giving you this letter. When you visit the exchange, find a gentleman named S0b and give it to him. He'll be happy to tell you about the markets once he's read it. In short, then, visit the Aetherite Plaza, the Pugilist Guild, and Sapphire Exchange. Simple. Oh, but before you go, a word of advice. While there are more than a few unsavory characters out there who try to take advantage of you, there are also some with honest-to-goodness problems that you should consider offering to help a hand to. A lot of folk are lured to this city by the promise of wealth and power. What many of them fail to realize is that instead of chasing after gil the moment they get here, they ought to be making friends. Let it be known that you're willing to give us as much as you get, and opportunities will come your way. Speaking of which, you should speak with the smith over yonder. Those lads always have some good advice for up-and-coming adventurers. Otherwise, that's about it from me. It's past time you got going. Oh, and let me know when you've finished, will you? That way I won't spend my days worrying that you're down to your small clothes without a gil to your name. Hey. Yes, she is actually standing on a stool. She's a Lalafell. They're like a foot tall. She's standing on a box. Basically, Lalafells are gnomes. Okay, so because I don't want to annoy myself, let's go to keybinds. And is there like an import option? Because that would be nice. Like an import settings button. So I'm going to want to do that. I'll look it up later. And you'd be surprised what Lalafells can do. Okay, let's see. Let's go to keybinds. We're going to want at least something to be set to C. That's right, we have to do all that other stuff. Eh, whatever. It'll work. I got this. There. Let's go. Oh yeah. Like move forward, Alt F4. That is the best one. That's what you totally need to do. You're tuned to the Aetherites. Hail, adventurer. Mind you come at the behest of Miss Momodi of the Quicksands. Some of them are, yeah.
Which brings us to the matter. The atonement fee. It will be 100,000 gil if you please, ma'am.
Apologies. But I do so relish the opportunity to make a jest. The look on your face was absolutely priceless. But the fact that you were so easily deceived suggests to me that you are unfamiliar with the use of aetherites. Allow me to explain. These crystalline, agglomerations tap into the ethereal energies and are primarily used as a means of travel to travel swiftly from one place to another. Perchance you have heard of the return and teleport. Well, these are transportation spells that direct us to the aetherites, that make direct use of the aetherites and their connections to the flow of the aether. Given that there is an aetherite in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer with a mind to explore the realm will wish to seek out and attune herself to each and every one. But even if you have no intention of wandering beyond the Sultanate's borders, it would be prudent for you to attune yourself to any aetherites you encounter from now on. I pray you found that informative. Should you wish to learn more about aetherites or transportation magic, I should be happy to answer your questions. I think it's a him. I think that Lullabell's a male. But like really there aren't much differences. Like they're very similar. Yeah, we could pet him. Okay, so we want to go to the Pugilist Guild next. It doesn't look like any of those are in this level. Or in this layer. But we do want to attune ourselves to every single crystal. So, let's do that. Is it raining? Oh yeah, it's zipping to the outside. So if you attune yourself to every sub-crystal, I guess, Ethernet shard, then that lets you teleport around. It also makes it so that you get extra teleportation areas. You now have access to the Ethernet. You can get good DSL, finally. You know, this game did come out, what, in like the, I mean, this was originally a PS2 game, like way back in the day. So, you know, good stuff. Those are real gamers. Those are real people. FF14 is free from us. It has a free trial that is, quite frankly, just extremely generous. So a lot of people play it. And the thing about free trials where the free trial is like 200 to 400 hours long is that you have a tendency to build a lot of goodwill with people. They get their attachments going, and then they tend to buy a subscription. That's just how that whole thing plays out. So long as it is the real game, or how long is the real game? What are you asking? And you are? Oh, a new-become adventurer, but of course, yes, I am Sarasasolga. What can I do for you? Ah, You would have me teach you the ways of the marketplace, very wise. As for my fee, what? You expect me to do it for free? Surely you jest. My dear adventurer, when you ask an Ul'Dah for a favor, you should at least try to make it worth his while. Judging by your garb, I rather doubt you could afford my services by the fact that you offer nothing as laughable. Oh, Mistress Momodi instructed you to seek me out, did she? Consider yourself fortunate to have such influential friends. I shall be brief, and you shall be attentive. You stand in the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, the busiest and most profitable marketplace in the Sultanate. By being advantageously situated in relation to the other city-states, Ul'Dah markets have ever served as both the literal and figurative centers of Eorzean commerce. All of the great overland trade routes lead to our city, and the majority of maritime trade between Villebrand and Aldenard pass through our ports. Because of this, countless companies and consortia have chosen Ul'Dah as their base of operations. They see to it that this marketplace is awash with the merchants and moneylenders day and night. Anything a man could ever desire can be purchased here, provided he has sufficient funds. Surely there's something you seek, adventurer. A deadlier sword perhaps, or a shinier trinket. Whatever it is you want, the exchange will have it. To the north, you will find merchants peddling armor and accessories, curatives and crafting materials. He had like a small conniption there. Then to the south, you will find weapons, tools, and assortments of other useful items for sale. Seek out a particular merchant or browse to your heart's content, but do try to remain aloof should you find something that piques your interest. Decisions made in the heart of the moment are usually unwise, especially where coin is concerned. That is all the complimentary aid you shall have from me, and far too much for my taste. My regards to Momodi. Now off with you. Discord mods. Aren't those primarily like dudes who are 5,000 pounds? They weigh like 1 billion pounds or kilograms. They have a fedora for like their head and all the chins, like all of them have fedoras. The fedoras have fedoras. They have a neck beard that, you know, has other neck beards. Alright, let's go. You have to make it as ridiculous as possible, otherwise people think you're serious. Oh yeah. The past 50 years on the internet. They're counting overtime. That makes you think of like some job postings. Entry level, 5 years experience. It's like, what? I'm speaking with an HR moron right now if you think entry level is 5 years. I mean, what, are they going after people who have to have PhDs and licensure and stuff? Yes, there are job postings. There are job postings that are like entry level, 5 years experience. It's just as dumb as it sounds. How old in the internet? Well, I don't know. The internet is like the moment you turn 20, you're an old man. The moment you're 25, you're basically undead. The moment you get a girlfriend or boyfriend, you're instantly a traitor. Okay, let's see. I think I got this, didn't I? Okay, I don't think I came this way yet. Man, that reminds me back of the day when I was playing World of Warcraft when I was younger. It's like I played Horde, and it was always kind of funny because sometime around, I don't know, like 10 p.m. at night, like suddenly the Alliance wouldn't have a whole lot of people playing it anymore. Because, you know, all the kids got off. They had to... All, that could be taken wrong. All the kids had to go to bed. I mean, then again, we are talking about teenagers here, right? What else do you think they're doing? Alright, so that's the gladiators over there, I think. Excellent. You return yourself to all the Aethernet shards in Ul'Dah, the gates of Nald and the gates of Thal and the gates of the Sultana, and the airship landing are now accessible from as Aethernet destinations. Excellent. Okay, that's nice. Can I move? No, I cannot move. The Glads? Yes, the Glads. The Gladiators. They become paladins. Pugilists. Where are they? Are they up there? I mean, this is a complete wall off to that poor dude. What do we look like when we sit down? Oh, okay, we don't just squat. Yeah, it turns out that they can just jump over them or something. You decide to try that in PvP, and like this Lalafell just like hits you with a huge axe. Think you can jump over me, do you? A pugilist skill, then. Hello. Greetings and welcome to the Pugilist Guild. I see you already rock the path of the pugilist, yet your journey has only just begun. I highly recommend that you add your name to our roll. Therefore, there is no better place than all the realm to train your discipline than here. The origins of pugilism, as we know it, can be tracked back to the staging of bare-handed bouts in the Colosseum. These contests attracted fighters from far and wide, bringing their myriad styles clashing together in the blood sounds. That hiccup is actually like canon. Amidst the chaotic intermingling of styles, there rose a pugilist of singular strength and skill. This woman made it her life's work to master every form she encountered. She that she might refine her art. So basically, she just Bruce Lee'd it. Among her many song-worthy exploits, we pugilists remember her participation in a gladiator tournament most fondly. Back when bare-handed fighting was seen as a pastime for peasants, she took on fully armed and armored gladiators and effortlessly bested the lot of them. Word of her feat spread across the realm like wildfire, of course, and Ul'Dah swiftly transformed into a center of pugilism, with people flocking from all over to train under this master among masters. This woman's name was Cornelia, and it is her that the Pugilist Guild owes its existence. The art practiced here is based on her all-encompassing style, and this training hall is modeled upon the one which she once built. And there it is, a brief history of our guild. I have told this tale 1,000 times, but gods, it never fails to fan the flames of my fighting spirit. Now then, should you wish to proceed with enrollment, you must first obtain the Guildmaster's approval. Let me know if you would like to meet him. Are you ready to present yourself to the Guildmaster for inspection? His accent came out. Master Hermann is among the greatest pugilists of our time. For long years the man ruled the Blood Sands as the Holy Fist, though he has since retired in favor of training aspiring fighters. You will find him overseeing his charges yonder. Now go and show him the fighting spirit that bends within you. Past time you got your asses back here. Well, that dancer had to say about my proposition. Eh? You're not my own boy. There's no dancer. There never was. I'm not doing anything indecent, I swear to the gods. Yeah, no problem. What? You're here to enroll? Oh, well, why didn't you say so sooner? I'm a perverted old man. In my capacity as guildmaster, I would be glad to give you a primer on the art of hand-to-hand combat. No, okay, we're gonna knock that off. Doubtless, you already know this. We pugilists fight with our fists and hands. While these don't deal as much damage as a blade, it hardly matters, for you can land several blows for each swing of a sword. What we lack in destructive force, we more than make up for in speed and cunning. Under my guidance, not only will you master striking techniques, you'll also learn to string them together to deliver an endless flurry of blows. Only through such fierce combinations can a pugilist realize his potential. Yo! Crikey! I'm spent from all this talking. You ought to speak. Okay, what's the Aussie accent? He said crikey. I would just butcher an Aussie accent. You ought to speak. That's more like British Isles. It's been forever since I heard actual Aussie accents. Crikey! You ought to speak more, lass. I'd give me a chance to catch my breath, but where was I? Alright, join in the guild. Before you do so, I must warn you that the path of the pugilist is long and arduous. Do you believe you've got what it takes to go the distance? To be honest with yourself now. Of course. Yes, you have fighting spirit. I can see it with your, can see it in your eyes. I see no reason to deny you your place in these halls. Welcome to the guild, lass. For your first lesson, I want you to test your pledging skills against the vermin of Thalalan. You need to go find an alligator and then tame it. Just make it do what you... Okay. Get out there and put down 3 marmots, 3 hornets, and 3 shrews. Return here when the deed is done. You can beat up crocodiles. Oh, that's so stupid. I love it. Okay. Let's see. Well, we can get... Oh, wait. Oh, yes. We need to go to the quicksand. Oh, yeah? Wait, can we get there from here? Yes, we can. Hello, Mama D. Mama D. How was your tour of the city, Vanessa? Did you get lost, did you? Aye, well, Ul'Dah is a big place with lots of people, with lots to see and do, but wandering around aimlessly doesn't pay the bills. If you're serious about making a living here, you'll need to remember where things are. So when you go exploring, explore like you've got purpose, huh? Alright then. All that's left is for you to work hard, make money, and spend it here at the quicksand. Also, here's a bunch of money. It's time to go beat up some random animals. So you've heard of murder hornets, right? Let's go punch their bigger cousins. Get over here. Who told you you were allowed to live? Oh yeah, when you die in a cutscene? Yeah. Like this thing, yeah, that's totally what we're supposed to play, right? Where's the other ones? Over there. I don't think you die in cutscenes in FF14. Take this, snapping shrew. Nice. We beat those animals to death. This reminds me of, like, there was a story in the Darwin Awards ages ago where this guy, he was doing karate, I think. Something like that. And his instructor told him, "All right, you have become proficient enough in the martial arts to fight wild animals." So this guy broke into a zoo and jumped into the lion's den. Alright. What is the Pugilist Guild called? Wait, is there even one near the Pugilist? I mean, obviously there is. It's near the Pugilist Guild is what I'm at. This guy broke into the Lion's Den. And, well, in the morning, they found a, they found a hand that had, like, had a fistful of lion mane. And that was about all they ever found. Hello, Hammond. You're back, and none the worse for exertion. Youthful vigor's truly a blessed thing. You got off to a fine start, lass. Help you on your way, I want you to have this hunting log. Within, you'll find the names of various creatures, opponents that you might hone your skills against. If you want to become strong, you mustn't neglect your training. Indeed, a pugilist is only as good as the number of strikes he's dealt. Now, get out there, Vanessa, and let your fists fly. When the time is ripe, I'll teach you something new. There's no limit to the potential of youth. I look forward to seeing you come into your own. Thank you. Pugilist phones. Sounds good. This gives us a form, right? Coverall, yes. Can only be activated in Raptor form. Changes form to Raptor. Oh yeah, that's right. With this, you sort of just cycle through them. Maybe level 4 for that, and we are level 4. Let's go. These people just see some half-naked woman running here and start talking to Mamudi. Well, young'un, how are you finding our fine Ul'Dah then? Got your bearings about you? If so, mayhap it's time to start venturing beyond the city walls. The bustling streets of Ul'Dah are one thing, but the wilds of Thunalon, that's altogether another. I know a bloke you might fancy speaking to, and he you. His name is Papashan. You'll find him over in Ul'Dah, in the Ul'Dah's dispatch yard. No doubt he'll have some work for you. The dispatch yard's over in central Thunalon. Just head out the door across the hall, and you'll see the Gate of Nulds staring right back at you. Pass through it and head east. You'll come upon it for long. There's dangers beyond the wall, though. More than I'd care to count. Nothing too terrible, mind you, but feisty enough to attack if you draw near. Don't say nobody cared enough to warn you. Alright, well. Let's make our way out there then. And not get stuck on random, signposts and stuff this time. Alright, we can go beat up more animals. Let's do this. So we're doing this because we're going to need some experience. And this will be able to get us that extra experience that we need. Okay, so we just need to head this way. We're gonna find some cactus snapping shrews. Oh, of course, let's do it. Now that reminds me of like when DSP was playing Resident Evil 5, and he would just let his he would just let Sheva die over and over, and he'd just laugh about it like he's a psycho. Your partner died. Woo! Publisher. Well, you certainly looked a part of an adventure, my friend. Might you be the good soul moment you advised me to expect, I'm Peppershan, station master of this humble dispatch yard. An empty title, I assure you. I am truly no more than a tired old Lalafell passing his final years in quiet and solitude. Well, no, there have been plenty of both in these last 5 years since the calamity struck. The devastation was vast. Yet now true Ul'Dahs work together, doing all in our power to rebuild what was laid to ruin. By the sweat of our brows, the strength of our back, the Ul'Dah dream and the love of our home, we have rebuilt Ul'Dah to its grandeur and majesty that you see today. The railways which run through this dispatch yard, too, were born of the noble efforts of a great many souls. But there's still much work to be done. The wounds left by the calamity run deep. Isolated areas beyond our lines of supply remain, and there are places yet wanting for relief and restoration. Ul'Dah needs the aid of you and your brethren, friends. In fact, never has our need been more dire. Which brings me to the point, I suppose. I do believe I may have some work suited to one of your ability. Since you've come all this way, perhaps you can perform an errand for me. So, it just so happens a number of sentries have been sent to guard the area. I've a dispatch to the dispatch yard, as it were. They have long been away from the shade and the feather beds of the city. The hot days and cold nights can play hells on the mind and the body out here. It isn't much, but go and give them these twilight pretzels, would you? I find comfort food always helps when I feel like killing myself. Okay, I can see that. At the hospital, right? There's like somebody strapped to a bed because as they have, ideation of a certain not existing anymore. And they just walk in, they give them they have a bag of pretzels. Here you go, and then, you can release them, I guess. Don't you feel great now? Yeah. So dumb. I love it.